Welcome back, everyone. We've got game number 2 of Evil Geniuses versus Alliance. Lizard, are you excited for this game?
I'm super excited. It's a game that might, well, shatter Alliance's dreams, but then again, it's a game in which they can make a comeback off of that Limmp Dead Prophet, one of the heroes that he always played quite well and quite a lot. You have his prophets, you always had his pucks as well. He got the puck, he didn't really manage to win with it, but that prophet, it's a different approach to the game completely. I think they might have a different play style now. You will be playing around the Dead Prophet. You will be trying to push, you will be trying to take down objectives, something that they really didn't manage to do in that game 1.
Now, does this run into the issue, though, right? So, Death Prophet has a high cooldown on her exorcism. You're playing around the Death Prophet, but does that leave open a door, then, for the side of Evil Geniuses? Granted, they have some other spells. Obviously, Chronosphere has a fairly high cooldown, but you've got a Templar Assassin. You've got Crit on that Tiny, who's absolutely fantastic on it. And then, of course, you know, the Enchantress Lich. Like, you've got this core base again on the side of EG that can take advantage of whenever these cooldowns are in effect for Alliance.
But it's the same on Alliance, right? It's the same for Alliance, because on one side you just mentioned you have the Void, on the other you have the Dead Prophet, and it will be kind of a game of those two cooldowns. If you're pushing with the Dead Prophet, if you have that ulti and Void catches you with the Chronosphere, it will be very simple for them to take out the DP because they don't have any big disables in that Chrono, at least not once Void gets the BKB. But before the BKB, you will be able to overgrow him. You have Terrorize as well from the Dark Willow, so there are some counterplays.
I'm very interested to see how this is all going to go down. I would love to see a game number 3, obviously, but time will indeed tell. I want to keep a good eye on Crit after we get, you know, a level or 2 going, because I think that he's going to be very, very aggressive, which I think is great in this particular patch, having that bit of roaming, putting that pressure on the map.
The thing is, I'm not certain how they will lane this lane on the top. Ramses, if they try lane him, if Handsken remains on the top lane, and if they manage to shut down the Enchantress super early on, Ramses is not going to have the same impact that he had in game 1. Enchantress, it's the sort of an offlane hero that really needs to be ahead. If you aren't ahead, if you aren't tanky, if you don't have at least that 4-staff or a couple of bracers early on, or Hood perhaps, maybe not in a game as this one, but it will be good versus Dark Willow, you just don't have enough impact. So I believe they will try and stop Tiny at least from creep skipping.
Yeah, you can see already the Dark Willow putting some pressure down, but I feel like Enchantress too, like she deals pretty decently in lane just because she does have that heal built in. Crit just pulling that creep wave here. And then the fact that she can harass very, very nicely with the Q, but
I don't completely agree with the panel when they said that Treant isn't really great versus the Enchantress at the moment. I think Treant can zone her out early on, and you could see a couple of right clicks and she's already on 50% of her HP. However, Crit is doing a really good job here by creep skipping. This is the only way to deal with this trialer. The two of them alone could not fight it off.
And it's definitely drawing that attention over to the side and making it a bit easier for the Enchantress to lane. Not a perfect solution, obviously, but the best that they can come up with at the time.
Nikobaby did a really solid thing as well here on top. He didn't allow the creep wave to go onto the tower, and because of that, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Ramses to get that free experience and free CS.
He does manage to get his level 2, though. It is a bit dodgy. Another slow coming out from Fata. Yeah, you're starting to see it. You do still have the heal, though. You've got a salve on Ramses.
He shouldn't die here. He has very far end heal. Should be able to get back. Yeah. And you can see once he gains some distance on Fata's Treant Protector, he's completely fine. However, if you look at the last hits, it's not looking great for the Ench.
Definitely struggling a bit in that lane, as expected. Abed popping his healing salve over in the mid lane.
What a good rune to pick up as well. We will see Limmp picking up his double damage, and he goes back mid. This helps him out quite a lot, because so far TA has been doing a really good job.
Here's some open wounds here in the top lane. They're trying to slow down Ramses a little bit more. So they drop the Nature's Grasp, but he just kind of walks away. If you want to, out the harassment.
If you want to take down the Enchantress early on, you need to play around her cooldowns. Right now, you have to bait out the attendants, and then after they're down, you go again on her. But 3-3 on that bottom lane is having a good time.
Is it just because they can't really apply much pressure?
He's not finding farm, but I think even with the levels that he's getting, he will be able to do a bit more than the Ench later on.
Well, again, it comes down to kind of the trust here, too. You know, someone's having a better lane than the other. Who's going to come online first as well?
Yeah, it's alliance, literally finding out which lane works the best against them. And
Ramses, he's got the heal up again. He should be able to run away, although they've got that Shadow Realm. Do they? I don't think they have it, no.
With the heals, with the Fairy Fire, he's completely fine.
But again, now they're going to be playing around that cooldown, like you mentioned, so he's going to have to be a little bit more careful.
One really good thing for EG over here is the fact that they are forcing 3 heroes to stick around Ramses. And obviously, when a thing such as that one happens, your offlaner is suffering. So 3-3 isn't really finding a lot of farm, but as a Centaur, he's trying to creep skip. He's still getting some experience here and there, and later on, once that Stampede is up, he will be useful.
Arteezy just having a grand old time hitting the creeps down here in the bottom lane, currently top of the CS, 26 and 16. Like you said, you know, 33, he's not really getting pressured, but at the same time, he can't really get these hits that he wants to.
Ramses is just struggling here. Treant constantly going towards that Enchantress, zoning her away. They set up this lane as a tri lane, and it was really good. However, Ramses...
Yeah, he's going to try to dodge that other slow. He's got the healing spikes up. There's a lot of damage here, Lizard. Is he going to... No, it's going to be the first blood going over to Fata.
The thing is, once he gets the Lich Seed as well, and he has Brambles, he just pops them there, then you have the Rage, you have so many slows, that even with the heals, it wasn't really good enough. You have to be also careful when you're an Edge, to not use the heal near the creep wave. If you use the heal near the creep wave, some of that heal dissipates, and you don't really get the full amount.
33 just cutting the wave down here, exchanges a little bit of a blow from the Lich, but nothing too severe. And that's going to be runes.
He's just farming behind the tower or trying to stack up a couple of waves to get that extra experience for him.
Well, that is very advantageous for the side of EG. They were able to secure 3 of the bounty runes because of the fact that the center is trying to get that creep skipping going on. So, you know, the Lich got in the bottom, Arteezy got it off on the side.
And they had a tri lane on the top lane before, so it wasn't really too difficult for them to take it down.
Right.
Fly is messing with 3-3 quite a lot, and now you have creeps
here making a rotation. They've got the frost shield on. Gonna go give the toss up. Do they have it? Yes, they do. That's a kill on 33.
And that's the usual response to these offlaners trying to creep skip and farm under the tier 2. Maybe that's a little bit too greedy from 33. Usually, when you're creep skipping, you try to just get a couple of waves and then pull them towards your side of the map. However, he was a little bit greedier, tried to farm on the enemy side of the map, and they killed him.
Oh dear, the top lane, we've talked about this. He knows that he's not going to be able to outrun it. Just going to TP back out to the tower. This is a very difficult lane now for the Enchantress. Oh, a nice denial by Fly. He doesn't want to allow Limmp to get that Arcane, especially considering that the Exorcism is up. Frost Shield buys a little bit more time, followed up with the Avalanche. He's managing to juke just a little bit, but that Crypt Swarm, do they have the damage? They don't. He's got the salve. He's going to make it out alive. It looks like they'll lose the Courier, though, for crit. And that's the first Exorcism that's been popped here on the side of Alliance.
First Exorcism that's been popped, and also I didn't even expect Limmp to level it up on level 6. Usually we don't see it. He waits at least around that level 8 to get it, but unfortunately for him, he didn't get quite a lot with it. You don't usually get too much with the first usage. But what you want to do with the Exorcism is take down objectives. You want your teammates to be playing around you so that you can force EG into these responsive actions.
Unfortunately, now they're going to have to deal with the cooldowns on the Death Prophet. But it doesn't feel like either side is really too ready to be super aggressive just yet anyway, so
far the game's really slow. I think it changes with Ramses and his items the same way it changed in that last match. I think they have a solid plan about this Enchantress, which will be constantly pushing top. With a couple of bracers, once she hits that level 6, it will be extremely difficult for Alliance to take her down.
It's just a matter of surviving until you can get to that point, for sure. See Enchantres trying to drag the troops. You can feel like they want to make moves again. Fata slowing down, Leech Seed followed up, plus the Bramble Mage. Nikobaby just going to town. They've got the Curse Crown. Should be proccing in just a second. And one final hit. It's actually going to be Handsken who gets the final hit here.
This is really good for Alliance. You need to keep on killing Ramses before he gets that level 6. Because once that happens and that untouchable hits the ground, it's going to be, until you have Dark Willow with the ulti, it's going to be extremely difficult to deal with Ramses.
And it is going to be a bit difficult for the Dark Willow, right? Because she is sitting in a tri-lane. You're not going to get the experience quite as fast as you'd like. In fact, I believe the Enchantress was very close to her level 6 right when they got that kill.
Yeah, and the lane was pushing in as well, so should be pretty good for her.
Got that Maelstrom picked up.
33.
He's just poking. You can see Fly already making his own rotation.
He's trying to leech and try maybe to get a couple of kills for that experience and goal, but he's unable to do it.
Second exorcism of the game, like we talked about, taking some of these objectives.
Also, you saw Alliance. They smoked up with the supports. 33 is here as well behind the tower. They want to take down the tier 1, and EG, will they even respond to this? Dark Willow is dying on the shrine. At the same time, PA managed to take down Handsken on her own. However, at what cost? They just lost the tier 1 on mid.
And that's a very important tower for the side of Evil Geniuses. You do have Abed on that TA. He's going to want to try to take Roche early, especially when you consider, too, Ramses having that level 6, the Untouchable, makes for a really easy Roche. And then Glenn, open wounds over onto Ramses, followed up with that Bramble Mage. He'll have to go use that heal.
This really isn't a kill.
Now.
And look at the smoke as well. Crit is there with the Void.
No, he's going for it. All right, we have a Chronosphere used over on the Lifestealer. Following up with the Avalanche. Do they have enough damage? Yes, they do. Ramses finding a kill on Nikobaby. And can they find themselves a little bit more? Handsken juking around. Nice use of those brambles. Limmp making his own rotation. He does not have that exorcism. The Handsken, he's taking so much damage. He's going to try to juke back around. Curse Crown will proc, clearing up both of those people. And now there's going to be Spirit Siphon, forcing back Arteezy. Looks like they're going to just try to run away. Crit will be slowed down just a little bit here, thanks to that Nature's Grasp.
I love the way Arteezy rotated top, used that smoke together with Crit and killed off the Nikes. I thought that it might have been a mistake that they also caught Enchantress in the Chronosphere.
They're going back in. They want more. Crit, the toss up right over to Arteezy. He's just going to chase down Fata. He's got the living armor, but it doesn't matter. Ramses finds the kill.
He's just dishing out so much damage. And with almost no items, he just has a Basilisk and the Bracer. I love Enchantress at the moment. Level 3 Impetus with that pure damage is...
You say that, Lizard, but I'm pretty sure that when you go home and play your pub, you're going to start hating it.
Nah, I love Ench. No way.
No, we'll see. We'll see. I'll be messaging you and asking.
Handsken.
He's got that Frost Shield on him. He's just going to run down this Dark Willow. Going right behind the tower. Fly, okay, draws him in with the Sinister Gaze, but it's going to go use that Shadow Realm. It's going to hold him into place, throwing out the hits. Not going to be quite enough to take him down, but they will be able to find the kill on Handsken. It was a nice try. Fly solo. Oh, here comes Limmp. He says, thank you very much for the kill.
All right, Fly did move a little bit too deep. Perhaps he tried to ward there, but they pick him off easily. And that Prophet now has that ulti, and because of that, they're rotating top. Remember also, Limmp has an AoE silence, which will work extremely well versus Arteezy's Void.
They're trying to get into position. The toss back of the Death Prophet, very nice coming out from Crit. Buys him a little bit more time. Curse Crown getting thrown over onto him, trying to slow him down. Will be able to proc. They need maybe 1 or 2 more hits. It looks like that final hit from the Death Prophet will be able to clean up Crit, as Ramses is still here in the top lane. Just starts hitting a creep. He figures he's not getting out of this alive. He might as well get the last hit on the creep. And indeed he does, as he just slowly but surely gets taken out.
He had the problem that the old outpost was taken by Alliance, and also he had no TP, so they just catch him easily there and pick him off. Also, a really good thing for Alliance is the fact that there is an ulti on that Prophet still, so that exorcism can be used to take down a tier 1 on the top lane, perhaps.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're going to do, Lizard. I like this. I like the efficiency coming out from the side of Alliance. Get a good kill, and then find yourself an objective.
Also, they did spot out the Void TPing towards that bottom lane, so they know there will be absolutely no response coming from the side of EG.
We have the Blink Dagger picked up on the Templar Assassin, though, so we're looking at some pretty decent timings right now. Top of the net worth, 5.6K on TA. Oh, it just gets switched out though with the Death Prophet. So very close, neck and neck.
Abed also went for that Blink Dagger once again. Even though he's not really fighting, he's not joining these fights, you can see that he's not the one smoked with them once again. It's mostly on Arteezy to create space. He likes and values this Blink Dagger twice now in a row.
Got the smoke up in the middle lane. Limmp showing himself. There is nothing here to save him. There is no exorcism either. And he's just obliterated. Fly throwing out that Chain Frost. Maybe not necessary, but top lane looks like they're trying to make the moves onto the Enchantress. And indeed, they'll get themselves a kill.
One of the best heroes versus Enchantress on that position 4 is Dark Willow, because you simply do not care about untouchable.
They're going to be out now. They'll turn. Oh, Fata. Fata just gets exploded by Abed as Nikobaby joining in the fight. Frost Shield's going to get used on the Lich on the back lines. Abed trying to fight through. Will blink forward. And it looks like the engagement's over. They're going to back up. Although Crit, he's looking. He's hoping he can get some sort of a toss back here.
You don't want to let them deny the tower. That's why they're
he's just going right in. Rest of the team, nice avalanche. We'll pop the trap, hoping maybe to get some more damage onto Handsken. Look at that melt damage coming out. That's going to be a kill for Arteezy as Abed now has to run away. 33 trying to find that stomp. He's going to be able to find it, though, trying to save Abed as much as he can. The backline crits slowly but surely getting sucked down over there by Limmp as they jump forward again. Do they find him still? He's still alive. No, he's going to be able to make it as they go right back after them. 33 will fall, and now can they get the kill on Limmp? He's trying to juke around. They have that Bramble Maze. Arteezy trying to be patient over here. They do find the kill on Crit.
Really, really well played by Nikobaby there to dodge that with the infest. He managed to survive, and now they turn. But this was literally a fight for EG without that chrono, and they still took a...
They still want more. They're trying to use that fear spell. It doesn't matter because Ramses are sitting outside of it. They get the kill onto Limmp.
Ramses is on fire. He's doing so much work with this Enchantress. Impetus now on level 4 with just the power treads. That's all he has. Power treads and bracers. And the amount of impact that he does in this game, it's ridiculously big.
So he had a difficult laning stage, but, he's been able to bounce back really well, Lizard.
I think Crit helped him a lot on that top lane. The Treant did zone him out early on, but he did get level 6 on time, and because of that, he was able to scale.
It's going to be runes coming up again. How are we getting? We're getting very close to Desolator on this TA.
Once that Desolator is picked up, Roshan is opened up once again for EG, just like in that last game. That's why you see Fata already preparing the sentry wards around it. There's the Observer with the cut of that tree. So basically they have really, really good vision around the Rosh pit.
Yeah, timing's looking pretty good too. I think we're getting really close to a Halberd on the Lifestealer too.
He's going for a very similar, if not the same, item build on Nikobaby on his Lifestealer. In that last game, he didn't really rush phase boost. This time, he did get them before the Maelstrom. And he's going for the Halberd, obviously, against the Void, against the TA.
Look how much damage that Impetus does. It's crazy.
They're completely dominating their side of the map. And on the mid lane, we see another chrono. But they did make a small mistake. With that chrono, Arteezy caught the Nyx, but he sadly also caught his Lich. Sadly for him, that is. And they didn't have the extra damage that was necessary. This gives a huge window of opportunity for Alliance. From now on, they can just go with the Death Prophet and take any objective that they want to. There's a level 10 on Limmp. He has the Yules as well. The ultimate is available.
They just got the Blink Dagger picked up on 33. That's going to make for some really good initiations. And also, they managed to get themselves the Imp Claw onto Abed. That's got to be pretty nice if you're a TI.
Yeah, this Centaur from 33 had a really rough lane because he was left alone, right? And it's a poor man's Centaur right now. You have boots and you have 2 bracers. However, he did manage to get this Blink, which will allow Nyx to infest, and now they have the Infest Bomb.
They want to show off that Blink Dagger. They want to make something happen, but
they just did. TA with the traps, completely scouting that out and preventing them to have that surprise attack on the Enchantress.
That's got to feel pretty bad right now. But you still have it, right? You lose the opportunity of surprise, but you still have it in your back pocket.
What's really interesting is that they're smoking towards that bottom lane. Crit is ready there.
Yeah, Handsken, he used his ultimate. I'm not sure if he was using it to farm or what, but it's not available anymore. So
He does have
slowly
terrorize,
wait
though.
here. If they don't have vision, they can't find him.
Limmp, he did
Are they
see.
going to find Arteezy? Is the question. Bramble Mage, kiss him. He'll just back off. They still have the terrorize online.
It looks like they do want to fight. There's the setup.
There's going to be the setup. Nikobaby's here, the silence, the frost shield, trying to buy him a little bit more time. A couple of these nice bounces coming out, plus the terrorize. He can't just get himself fast up. This is looking like it's a dead Arteezy.
Alliance.
Oh, but they're going back in again.
Where did he go?
Abed, he's got that damage from the Desolator, plus the Melt Strike. Oh my god, crit on the back lines. He's got his eyes on a pony, and he wants to take down 33, but the little help from Abed as well. They're going to have to go use the Infesta toss right back again. They make him pop back out, pulling him in using that Sinister Glare. Nikobaby chasing down after Fly. He can't do it. Evil Geniuses taking out 4 on the side of Alliance.
He couldn't even take down 5 there in the end, but the way Alliance started that fight off, I thought this is a good fight. It's looking solid. They stacked their spells perfectly well versus the Void first. They disabled him, I believe, with the Yule's combo. It was that Prophet that used him, Handsken that used the Curse. Then they go in with the Silence. Then they go and wait. Fata uses the Overgrowth in the end. They do everything right. But the problem is, they did everything. They used every single spell that they had, and now it's on Abed to move in. He blows up the Dead Prophet, then he goes on Nikobaby, then they go on 33 and they just delete them.
Just the positioning coming out from the side of EG has been so good, especially you look at Crit the entire time, you know, he's like, all right, I can figure out that they're in close enough range. We'll hold that thought as it looks like we are going to lose the Lich as he tries to go on a warding exposition.
It's his job. Fly usually does this. You could see it early on that top lane. He was trying to go a little bit deeper to ward and around mid as well. He wants to ward those cliffs. He wants to make sure that Arteezy knows where he's going to get stuck. This time around, with this Void, he has a different kind of a job than what he's used to be doing. He's always sacrificing himself. You could see that he was standing up front on that bottom lane fight, even though he had no chrono, even though he knows, he understands he's playing versus the Dead Prophet, he knows he can be silenced. He's still the sacrificial lamp, very similar to Matumba Man style of playing.
Fata just TPing on out here in the mid lane. Ramsey's putting his own pressure down here. It's very reminiscent almost of when, Crit was playing the Shadow Shaman in the last game, right? This little bit of split pushing, helping to make a bit of space.
This is how you want to be playing Enchantress. One problem for it is the Treant Protector. We've seen it from OG as well. When they pick the Treant versus the Enchantress, they would constantly be healing the towers. What Enchantress wants to be doing is going from one tower to the other and forcing reaction. She wants to force you to fight her because she's so tanky and hard to kill. However, if she doesn't take those towers, you see Fata just healing them back up, and then she pretty much wastes her time.
You see Fata on patrol here, bottom lane, just going to try to push out this wave. Got the clumsy net on Ramses too. It's going to be very, very nice if you can get the distance.
If you could get something like clumsy net into Pike, that's pretty good there. Yeah, definitely one of the better items for the Edge. We have actually a clumsy net as well on Handsken. And when it comes to neutral items, there is a Vambrace of strength on Centaur. So buying those 2 bracers that he did in the early stages did really pay off in the end.
That was a lucky guess. You can never be sure what you're going to get with those neutral items.
He was just suffering so hard in the lane. He was being stomped. You can either be good or you buy some bracers.
You see that jump in from Crit. He's waiting patiently. Does have the Curse Crown on him. Fly nearby. He's hoping maybe... No. Handsken's just going to be able to walk away.
There's
more people coming though. Crit, you know what you're walking into. Fata using the Overgrowth as they jump over immediately onto the Lich. They'll find a kill. Crit buys just alive a little bit longer. Tosses back the tree. Doesn't think it's going to matter very much though, as he does get taken down by Limmp.
That opens up the Roshan possibility instantly for Limmp. He does have that ulti. He didn't use it. And you can see he wants to go in.
Oh, what is this? What are they thinking here? Look at Ramses just chasing after Fata, is forced back by Nikobaby, but you've got a Void outside. You've got a decent amount of damage here.
I think they're waiting for Fata. They're just waiting for him,
for
sealing
sure.
up, then they can go back in. The only problem is Lich will be up too. And now that Chrono has full potential, you can see them instantly drawing the line on the map.
And they just went and used that overgrowth too, so that's not going to be available for them. Granted, they do have the Death Prophet ultimate.
Yeah, it's just too scary to commit completely to this Roshan. That's why Abed on his own is in the pit. He has that BKB in case they go on him.
Ramses. All right, there's going to be the exorcism. They're going to try to chunk down over onto the Enchantres. They're running right outside the pit, though. Can Abed finish the Trollus in time? He gets the instant hit. They've got the Trollus here over on the other side. Try to go use the Fear Spell. Will push them back. That's a lot of damage. 33, though, going to get taken down. They're going to keep chasing. Limmp also going to fall. These string cross bounces doing so much on the other side. And look at that. They're just going to be able to take down Limmp yet again. Nikobaby. He's trying to fight his way through, but Ramses, he's got too much damage. Nikobaby, too. He's just locked into place. Now all that's left is the start Willow, and they want to get this kill. And they'll find it. It's a triple kill for Abed.
Not only did they kill 4 heroes right now, but I believe Centaur also died back in that fight. It was so perfect for EG and Alliance. They shouldn't have taken, obviously, they shouldn't go to that pit and fight now that we see the result of that team fight. However, you're fighting into Lich, you're fighting into Void Chrono. It was very simple for EG to set up and bait them into that horrible, horrible team fight for them. Ramses, just the whole team fight, just standing on the sides, firing one impetus after another, dishing out so much damage.
It feels like Ramses is so far away in comparison to the entire fight as well. Just very, again, we've talked about this, very nice positioning coming out from the side of Evil Geniuses.
Those two poor supports just completely zoned out by the Lich's ulti as well. They couldn't do anything at all. And now you see, Abed has that Aegis, he has the Blink, he has the BKB. They're completely dominating the dire side of the map.
Ooh, nice courier snipe there.
There isn't a whole lot Alliance can do right now. They have to pretty much just leave these tier 2s. They can't defend them.
Well, that's the problem, you know, we've talked about. Granted, they have several ultimates up, right? They do have the Overgrowth. You've got the Stampede if needed, but that Exorcism...
There's the damage coming from. Exactly. Exorcism is the focal point of your team fights. You need that. If you don't have the Exorcism, you can't take a fight. You can just look as Abed is taking your towers. Also, really good itemization by the Void. After that Diffusal, he went instantly for the Manta. He needs as many items that are going to allow him to break Silence, to break the Overgrowth as well. So Manta into BKB.
They're going to try to make some moves onto Abed. Cursed Crown, Clumsy Net, everything to just kind of hold him into place. He's going to blink himself away. Ramses casually hitting some of the creeps.
Nikobaby does have that Mjolnir completed, which might help them out in this next team fight. That's an additional damage item that can help them also hit the Enchantres because of the attack speed.
Who picked up the spider legs? Did we see?
Spider legs right now are on crit.
Okay. Get even better positioning in some of these fights. Just how do you fight into this, especially because the Death Prophet just immediately pops?
You do have the Exorcism, you do have the ultimate. Now the thing is, if you're somehow able to take down Arteezy before he pops that Manta, you can take a good fight, obviously, as Void does not have the Aegis. So you have to find a way, some smoke action, to move outside of your base and jump on top of him. You have a lot of disable. You have the Cursed Crown. You have Centaur Stun. You have the Silence from the Death Prophet. It is possible. Very difficult, but they will try and go for it.
A little bit of a smoke play Ramses is showing in the middle lane. Doesn't seem like that's the person they want to make the moves on. Try to throw up a couple wards or two. There is crit nearby.
Crit definitely
dribbling forward, coming out from 33. They should be able to find a kill on crit pretty easily here. If the rest of the team shows up, forced down to the low ground. They don't want to go into that. They know what's waiting for them on that low ground. The rest of the team waiting to rejoin crit, making sure he's safe.
If they really wanted to commit, they could have killed him. They still had Stampede, they had Exorcism. But the problem is, they didn't smoke up for that target. It's not the perfect kill for them right now. You need to find either the TA or the Void, preferably the Void. However, when you smoke out like this, at least what it does do, it opens up the map a little bit for you. It frees you. You can see that Alliance now at least can farm this area of the map. They're farming their jungle. 33 is getting some more farm.
It also allows you to place a little bit of vision too, which is very important. Doesn't feel like EG feels too threatened though right now. I can see already pushing out that wave top.
They're the ones that are threatening, actually. They're not feeling threatened at all. They're playing on the enemy side of the map and just farming every single camp on different positions. They have the necessary mobility to connect to each other. You have Void, he's very mobile. You have 2 Blink Daggers too. If they go on crit one more time, I believe there will be a response from EG.
Got that pipe completed on the Enchantress. She's already pretty difficult to take down as it is.
The pipe and the pike.
Yep.
So going towards the BKB. Ramses is just making himself as difficult to kill as possible.
Ooh, this is great. They get the quickening charm on the Void.
They lost that Aegis though, so Abed isn't as invincible as before, but he hits much, much harder. He does have that MKB completed now, on top of the BKB, on top of the Desolator, and he found the Aquila. These neutral items are definitely working out really well for the EG side. Quickening Charm too, just like you mentioned before.
And it's just a total random chance that they end up with these items. It's pretty crazy sometimes. Middle lane, it's like they found themselves Fata. Decent amount of damage, but they will back off a little bit as he's moving up to the high ground. 33 in position. They need to be careful. Void. He's looking. Doesn't quite find it over on the back end though. Looks like Ramses is going to start to get burnt down, but oh, nice stop coming out from 33. Plus the Cursed Crown. Limmp coming up over to the high ground. Fata waiting into position. They've got a silence over onto Arteezy. He's going back around. He's trying to find an opening, but of course with that exorcism being up, he doesn't want to fight, so he's going to go right back. And again, there's going to be the Yules coming out from the Death Prophet. It doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter as Arteezy finds the kill. They get the stun off over onto Fata. You're not TPing out of here. Abed finding himself yet another kill.
The worst thing is, what did they really use there? On the side of EG, which ultimates did they use? None.
None.
They still have Lich ulti. They still have Chronosphere. They can just go on high ground right now. You know that they have no exorcism. How do you defend this if you're Alliance?
That is the question that Alliance is asking themselves right now.
Yeah, you just used your biggest team fight ultimate on that Prophet, and you didn't manage to take down a single target.
Crit just jumped into the back lines. He was going to hope to grab that Dark Willow. Sitting a little bit low. Abed following up.
You can't really go on him. They have multiple 4-stabs there.
Oh, Artur, he's looking for that Chrono, baby. He's going to have to go. Man's head off.
There's the smoke.
You have to be so careful here. A good Chronos there from Artur.
They will try to go on Arteezy.
Okay, there's going to be the stop. They've got the Infest Bomb plus the Fear. He's still stunned up. They're going to try to drain him back. They're doing a lot of damage. Oh, he's still alive though. It's beautiful. Look at these default bounces. He just really wailed them. Oh my God.
They got right. GG.
GG, baby.
In what style and ease as well. EG completely dominating this game over Alliance. That Chronosphere, it wasn't even that necessary, it looked like. They weren't even spending their ultimates most of the time.
It wasn't, but you know what? Style points, baby. Style